Hello, I'm here again to take you through the data notes, the workshop notes, but I'm really hoping that I don't need to make this video again because I want to assume that everyone read, because this is a must read and understanding. Not just about reading, it's understanding, coming with questions, really reading it thoroughly, because especially if you noted the workshop, this is a must for us to create a good program and progress for us. Without it, to be honest, there's no use for all this program if we're not reading and implementing all the little tiny details of those notes and other notes that I'm providing and Deborah providing. There is no use. It's not about playing with us. It's about really getting him to understand and progress within the program. So please, for the sake and last time, read before you coming to the session. Let me just take you through a few points that are crucial, and I don't think we can understand or just from the workshop notes, but just to make it clear regarding vocal request. Raz has 3 vocal requests at the moment that we are wanting him to make a vocal request before we come with the vocals, and there are lolly, bubbles and video. So you're assuming that you hold the lolly, video or bubbles and want him to make a vocal request. Once he's making the vocal request, if it's a good one of the shaped vocal requests we're trying to achieve, like VVO, VEO, VD, one of those ones, brilliant. Just write plus and a star next to it, so I know he came with the right with the right vocals straight away. If he hasn't come, so for instance today I had Vava for bubbles, yeah, so it's not bubble and it's not bubbles, it's just baba, okay. It's first of all, it's great because he came with some vocal, but then you have 3 trials, which 3 seconds in between each trial to try and shape it. Okay, so you try for 3 times. If you get a better approximation, please write his best approximation within those 3 trials. Okay, that applies for the 3, lolly, the video and bubbles. All the rest, you accept any approximation, but you come with the vocals before Raz. So it means if he needs to open the door or spin, you just say spin, and you wait for him to it's just a vocal, echoic vocal, just you wait for him to echoic you or to make a vocal approximation for spin, for fish, for all the words on the list, and it's within the program. For those, you try 3 times to shape it to the best approximation. We all know what is the best approximation sort of for the things he can do, like spin. We know it's spin, it's pin without the spin. Try to get the best approximation and write down the best approximation. If he's not making any attempt to approximate or to give any vocal, just write it as P, prompted. For the other words like lolly, bubbles and video, you write plus once he's making one of the shaped vocals we agreed. Here we just write prompt if he doesn't make any approximation, any attempt at all, within the 3 tries, 3 seconds in between. Okay, so it's important, and please don't forget to write the best approximation. Regarding cutting, tracing and coloring, with cutting is doing really well with confetti. Now on the memo card, please just draw a line and let him cut along the line. With tracing and coloring, we're not holding his forehand, we bring him to the right position and just put his forearm on the table. Once he's lifting it up, we will just push it down very quickly and leave him, because he doesn't like us holding his forearm. So remember, bring him to the right position, put his forearms on the table, and every time he lifts it up, just put it down. With tracing, we also put our hand to kind of block him from just drawing a quick line. We want him to learn that it's about tracing. So just follow with your arm, and you direct him, you determine the speed of his tracing, okay? So just slow him down with your hand. Categories, as I mentioned in the previous video, we're using one picture for each categories, up to 3 categories, and you ask him to give you an item of food or an item of animal. You can do it using trays as well, but you can use the old way of him putting cards in the right trays or putting cards on the board. Just put the cards for him, because it's quite find it quite aggravating to put the pictures himself, but let him use both ways. I think easier for us to be just to point on a food item, point animal, point to letter, point to a number. Will be much easier, and he will know the categories, but just pointing or handing a picture to you. Okay. Just to go through the program, how old are you and what is your name are 2 questions that please don't ask together. Ask separately, and we're coming with an immediate prompt. We're not applying yet the delayed prompt on this one. And delayed prompt is explained on the notes, so please read it. Block imitation, 1 base and 2 other blocks, and take data on those 2 other blocks. Number of correct from the 2, and just write for me if it was on the sides, on the top. The blocks, it doesn't mean blocks. You can use cars, you can use little bubble tubes, you can use trains, sticker bricks, Lego, anything. The more creative you will be, the more Raz will be with you, basically. So try to use imagination here. People recognition, please work when people are in the room. We tried, Vanessa and I, today, and he quite struggled when there are 3 or 4 people in the room. We had to use the pictures from the iPad. You've got all the people on the iPad, so you can use it. We had to use the pictures. We had to point to those people, so we have to use people recognition when we have 3 or more people at the same room. So please do that program, and Katrina, you can apply the same at school. Yes, no questions. We're coming with delaying a prompt of 3 seconds. If he wants his biscuit, we'll ask him, do you want the biscuit? And you can see he's going to reach for the biscuit. And if he's not coming with yes, just say yes. If he's saying yeah or anything that sounds like yes, give it to him immediately. The same with no, but no, we actually put the item next to his face because he doesn't want it, and ask, do you want the shoe? 1, 2, 3. If he's not coming with the no, or nodding or shaking his head, just say no and come with the prompt after 3 seconds. Other programs like counting. Now we need to provide more counters and only ask about 1 number, either 1 or 2, not together at the moment. So you put 2 or 3 counters on the table for us and ask him to put 1 with 1 or 2 with 2. Then take the counter away. Stage 2 will be asking him about the space card when the number is still next to it. Okay, that the numbers are a prompt for him to understand the space card. The one with the circle, I call it the space cards. So first stage, he puts the counter. You choose either number 1 or number 2. Then you just take the counter away, shuffle the cards, still keep numbers next to the space cards, and ask him about 1. The third stage will be taking the space card and leave just the number cards and ask him to give you 1. You can do 1 trial with 1 and 1 trial with 2, but don't mix at the moment. Each number separately. And I left a space just to put, I don't know if you can see it for me, the number. Is it number 1 or number 2? Always with data now, take data on the first trial. Okay, your first trial with the whole program. Play imitation, as we say, we use all play imitation now as a PICD. Please try to have at least 3 PICD sessions during your hours that you work with Raz. You can copy him just to decide that you're copying his movement, and just if he's running, run exactly like him. Make those funny movements. Just kind of try to capture 3 moments during your session when you copy him. It can be during play imitations, it can be during messy play, it can be during just free time that Raz has, and you just copy him for 5-10 minutes, as much as he is allowing you. You copying him, you don't pressurize him with eye contact, but when he makes eye contact, wow, makes a big deal out of it. Only makes his vocals, and just take that on the activities you've done that, and also the frequency, if it was rarely, sometimes, or almost, or most of the time that he looked at your hands or your eyes. Thank you, and hopefully that's going to help you with the notes that I'm hoping you're going to read very thoroughly from now on. Thank you.